This is my cutie. She's a licker. That's how she takes care of me. Oops. I don't actually like it on me. I've had a really bad day. I've had a really fucking bad day. I'm like, you can put on the... I can do it. I can push it down. Like the best of them. But like, this is what's under, and I'm just so... I just feel so crazy sometimes. Like, just so unstable. I've been so depressed. Let's keep her in the shot, right? Oh yeah, I hope you can hear me. I worked last time, so I'm gonna assume that it's good. Just rest it up against a spoon. Here. A wet spoon. So unstable. I wake up depressed. I knew I had like I do a job on the side, and I had an appointment at 2, and there was a lot of snow last night. I used that as an excuse. I'm like, can I come Monday? And she's like, well, it was for her mom. Her mom really needed something dealt with. And so I said, okay, can I come at 6? And that, sorry. He gave me time because I always feel a little bit better in the evening. And I was like, I haven't gotten I don't have a receipt to give her because I haven't worked it all out. I haven't checked the insurance billing things. I haven't like put my logo on a receipt. And like the scheduling system I haven't put in because I'm just like so depressed. And then I'm like, my boyfriend is just like, clearly you need to up your medication. And I'm just like, it's really hard to know what to believe sometimes because when you're in the withdrawal community and you've experienced withdrawal yourself, like even just by lowering like one step of a dose, you see how insane those symptoms are, and you stop trusting the medication. You're like, holy shit, this stuff is not... Withdrawal isn't a couple weeks, it's like years for people. Years. And I don't know if because I before I knew this stuff, I tried to come off so many times. Like, I think I came off like once a year, I think. Like, really. And every time it was worse. I didn't know about kindling. Now I do. And it's like, what happens to your system when you keep doing that? It becomes even more like reactive, and withdrawal is worse like every time. So now I'm just like, is it from kindling, from doing all that? And you're not, because they say like, don't up, like when you up your dose and you've been on for a super long amount of time like me, you can put yourself into akathisia. And I'm like, I mean, I haven't, every time I've come off and come back on, I've never had akathisia, so I don't think it's me, but sorry. I just like, it's so confusing. I guess I hate the drugs. I've been on these drugs for 20 years, and it's like, you try coming off because they're not really... I mean, yes, they give you a level of like stability, but they never, all my shit still exists. And I still massively struggle. I mean, I'm still on meds. I've been on meds for 20 years. But I did lower the dose a few years back, and I'm like, oh yeah, maybe that's... Like, am I just that screwed up? Because that's how it feels. Or is this possibly some kindling, some late kindling? Because that can happen, like, just from people's stories as well. But I tell you, today was really bad. And, like, how do you talk about it with like, people who don't understand it, right? Like, I love my family, but, like, we just don't talk openly, really. And I'm really ashamed of being in this situation. So it's like, it's hard for me to bring it up, too. I mean, today was really low, and I do have thoughts of self-harm. And I just, like, couldn't see a path forward for my life. So that's where I'm at. I mean, I know I'm gonna increase the meds because I have to. I'm just delaying it. Fucking delaying it. There's two withdrawal coaches that I have appointments with in the next week and a bit, because they talk to a lot of people who have been through withdrawal or, like, changed their medications and see that kind of, like, damage that can happen. And I didn't want to just talk to one person, because honestly, different people say different things, and there's a bunch of coaches out there, and one who apparently thinks that going vegan is going to cure everything. Like, maybe that worked for her, but I'm just like, I would be livid if somebody told me that that was the answer. I get really triggered by therapists and coaches and things that just seem like so out to lunch. Like, maybe that worked for you, but hello. So yeah, I'm having these waves of just, like, feeling. And I just, like, I broke down today. I took an Ativan, and I don't and they also talk about, it's like, if you were damaged by the drugs, you can get really sensitive to things. And I do notice that. I finally figured out two different things that really insanely destabilize me. One was with my migraine medication. I only figured that out a couple months ago. It's funny, I was like, oh yeah, I remember last summer I had a complete meltdown. And I remember I took a bunch of my migraine medication. I was wondering if that affected it. And that happened again this year, and I saw my pharmacist. He'd say, like, there's an interaction. So because I was having, like, thoughts of, like, death. And he's like, yeah, it's the interaction. It makes everything. He's like, we usually tell people to skip their, like, your antidepressant when you're taking it. And I was like, I didn't know any of that. Anyways, so yeah, I have this almost, like, makes me feel better at first, and then way unstable and worse. And then also vitamin D. I used to take, oh my god, back when I was in university, because I remember It was the university doctor that told me. She's like, you can, because I'm like, I don't have a good memory with these things. She's like, just take 8,000 at once. Back then, the recommendation was like 1,000 a day, maybe 2. Just take 8,000 once a week, and you're good. And now, so I started doing that kind of recently. And then it seemed like every time I did it, it got worse. And then, yeah, I really put 2 and 2 together. I found Quora, and a whole bunch of people said that. And I'm like, I don't know if this is the sensitivity that Adele Framer, who started Surviving Antidepressants, the forum, she talks about this sometimes. She talked about this on one video with Brooke Siam, if you know her. If you're in the community, you know what I'm talking about. You know all the people I'm talking about. But Brooke talked about her 2-year antidepressant withdrawal that she went through, and it was just like absolute hell. Anyways, so there's a video on the channel. But Adele talks about this hypersensitivity, and it was the first time I was like, oh yeah, I feel like that's me. I noticed I was hypersensitive to caffeine 5-10 years ago. Like I would have decaf coffee at work, and on the 3rd cup, I was like almost jittery, like nauseous, and just like, and then wouldn't sleep, like I had times where I didn't sleep until like 8 a.m. Granted, I don't normally go to sleep until like, 4 or 5 a.m. But like 8 a.m. or like noon the next day. Like just insane reaction. So that's what makes me think that it's related to the antidepressants. Anyways, I hate it. I hate all of it. I don't know who I'd be if I just jumped on them so quickly when all my issues started. Stupid I was so angry at the not so angry, but just like kind of pissed at the counselor, because it was first time I've seen a counselor in my life, right? She's like, oh, well, don't just, because I was like, I think I'm depressed. I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on with me, because I didn't grow up with any of these issues. They all happened at age 25 after like an emotionally abusive relationship. And anyways, it's all fucked. I'm struggling. I'm definitely struggling. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm damaging my body. Like, am I going to do damage? Am I going to go into akathisia if I double my dose or whatever? Should I, like they say on the withdrawal forms, you inch it up? Anyways, I'm going to talk to these 2 people this week, and then I guess I'll decide. But I might just start upping it right away if I have as bad of a day as I had today. Where I'm like going to very dark places in my head. I just can't believe. I can't believe. Ugh. It's like kick yourself for the choices you made in the past. I didn't even know the consequences that were going to come at me. Horrible, to say the least. Okay, bye.